Hi, good morning. Today is December 2nd, 2020, and that means it's day 2 of Carve December. And I was really jazzed about the one I carved yesterday, and I'm looking forward to the one I have for today. So this morning I'm going to start out with the carving, and then I'm going to check it out and see how I can use it. And then I'll make an art journal page, and that'll be fun. In my spare time today, I'll be doing a little sewing. So it's a great setup today, and I look forward to it, and I look forward to sharing it with you. For today's stamp, December 2nd, I chose a pattern that I had cut out of paper, and I transferred that design the night before because it was on very thin paper and I wasn't sure how it was going to do. So I transferred it the night before, and then you can see I'm using a craft knife to cut around the outside. So the way I usually do it is the outside I tend to cut with a craft knife. Anything that I have to cut all the way through the material, I will use a craft knife to cut with, because it's just, you have to go through a lot more thickness, and that's hard to do with the speedball cutter. So I'm using the craft knife to cut around the outline, and you can see some of those little pieces are giving me a bit of trouble. And the other thing, you know, with speedball cutter, you can do a lot of curves and different not line shaped things. And using a craft knife, you have to be careful that you're not squaring off everything, that you go through and you round it out. And so that's what I'm doing here, just cutting the outside out. About halfway through it, I became aware of the fact that most of the work on this was cutting around the edge. There's very little on the inside to do with the speedball cutter. I find there's a lot of little fussy work in the details to make sure that you've got your angles so that they'll show up when they're printed. Sometimes you have to cut them a little bit bigger than you think you should, just to have them show up when it comes down to printing. That interior piece was hard because there were 3 little tiny points, and I ended up having to make them a little bit bigger so that they would show up. Here's the finished piece, well, almost finished piece. Just got to go in and refine those edges. And we're going to do a test stamp to see how that goes. Looks pretty good. You really start to see it out when see the pattern when you put down the ink. You see a few inconsistencies in the inking, And part of that is some of the little rubber pieces that come off when you're carving, they stick to the surface. And so I rubbed a few of them off, and I'm going to re-ink it and get it down there. And you can see a couple more were on there, and they're not in the same place. So, I call that a successful carve. You just need to kind of really wipe off the surface before printing.